Hi, everybody. We are back for our last interview question with Tanya Pearrell from She's Somebody's Daughter. And again, I love that title because we just have to think, you know, about our own children and how we would go to the ends of the earth, and we would hope others would too. And so, that's why awareness is so important, because the more educated people are, the more
Mhm.
children we can prevent something happening.
Mhm.
And Tanya and I were talking prior to coming back on, and saying that, as serious as all this is, and it is probably one of the most serious things I've ever become aware of, um, there is so much hope out there. And um, and I think it's because more and more people are talking about it, and more people are getting involved, and more and more people are um, not just becoming educated, but then passing that education on. And
Mhm.
that's what it's all about. Because the more people that are aware, the more people we can keep from having to
Mhm.
live this sort of life, and go through that trauma. So there is a lot of hope, and there are a lot of people that are, stepping up and doing some wonderful things out there,
Mhm.
and caring for all of God's family. We're all God's family.
Mhm.
So, yeah, can you share a little bit more about the hopeful things that you're
Yeah.
seeing and doing, um, and the curriculum that you talked
Yeah.
about, and where families could get it if they wanted it themselves?
Sure. So I think some of the hopeful things is just seeing awareness on the rise. And,
Mhm,
you can't heal what isn't brought to light.
mhm.
And so I think just the fact that people are becoming more open to talking about this, especially churches and things
Yeah,
like that, where so much has been brushed under the rug or hidden,
yes,
bring it to light so that we can
yes,
provide a safe space for healing.
yes,
Um, and prevention is huge. We often say that we would love to only do prevention and be able to work ourselves out of the rest of the job as far as outreach and community. If we're just doing
yeah,
prevention and putting an end to it, we would love that. And so I mentioned we do internet safety and prevention for youth and parents. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to
mhm,
provide that. And that's just a one-time session that we do.
mhm.
But there's a prevention curriculum that we use called Not a Number. And it was developed by an anti-trafficking organization called Love 146. And I'm pretty sure that they're based out of Connecticut. I think they have offices in different places, but I think started in Connecticut. Um,
Okay,
but it is a 5-week curriculum for those ages 13 to 18. They do recommend having at least 5 youth that are participating because it's very peer driven. And
okay,
so, as a facilitator, we're kind of just asking questions and providing materials and getting conversations started. But what it does is it looks at things like healthy relationships and consent and internet safety and identifying red flags and those types of things all through a trafficking lens.
mhm,
And I've been able to facilitate it several times now, and it's amazing to me how the youth do actually engage with it, and they take
mhm,
it seriously, and they have conversations, and they're
mhm,
sharing things that maybe they wouldn't have shared, elsewhere. And
mhm.
one of the students that we had in one of the last rounds of it that we did shared that he had learned more in those 5 sessions that he had in 12 years of school. And
Wow.
that's not to take away from the education system by any means, because teachers are doing a great job, but these
Mhm,
were life skills that he had learned that he
mhm,
can take with him into his own relationships.
mhm,
And so I am encouraged by what I'm seeing with the youth that we do this with. They, like I said, they take it seriously. They're really thinking through it, and they're wanting to change. And I think that's
mhm,
the encouraging thing, is that these youth are wanting to change, and they're
mhm,
wanting to see things different for their generation and
mhm.
generations to come.
Love that.
I know there are other prevention curriculums out there. A21, which is an international global anti-trafficking organization, has a curriculum called Bodies Are Not Commodities. Um,
Mm,
and I know that there are some others. The Avoiding the Octopus
avoiding the
book
octopus that
is
we have.
a
Yeah,
fabulous one
yeah,
for
yeah.
children and youth. So I'm just encouraged by the fact that we are starting to look at prevention, and that is becoming a focus,
Yes.
um, so that hopefully we can avoid needing these
Mhm.
other things.
Yes, yes, that's amazing. So, well, we're so grateful. I hope you'll come back again. I
Of
know
course.
that everybody, Tanya and I talked about maybe um, getting together and maybe collaborating on some things too down the road. So we'll keep you updated on all of that. And if somebody wanted to support what you're
Mhm,
doing by making a
mhm.
donation, how can you give them
Sure.
your info? Yeah.
Sure. If you go to our website, she's somebody's daughter.org, we have a donate button on there if you'd like to
Okay.
give by credit card, or if you prefer to send a check, you can do that. Our address is Post Office Box 1279, and that is Chambersburg, PA 17201. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, we'd love to have
Wonderful.
support in any way that you're able to do so. Prayer support obviously is another huge thing. So yes,
Yes, absolutely. Prayer, 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 I think is the biggest thing.
yes,
Praying for
yeah,
those that are being trafficked and praying for those that are trying to help and get them out of that.
yes,
But we're so
yeah.
grateful for your time. And everybody,
Thank you.
we'll see you again next month. Take care.